Hello all, this is Queenie Lume and welcome back to my channel. So this video marks 4 months locked. Woo! This video is gonna be a really quick video where I go over my shrinkage and swelling, itchiness, and how my scalp is doing right now, any new products that I've been using, fuzziness and lint, like I always go over, and a quick update on my reties, and of course, I'm also gonna give you a 360 of my hair at 4 months locked. Okay, let's jump into that 360. Next, let's talk about shrinkage. Ooh, I look like a crazy person. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so next, let's talk about shrinkage. So I think it's pretty noticeable that I've had shrinkage. So if you just take some of the locks in the front, you can stretch them down to past my bust. And I'll do the same in the back. So my shrinkage is pretty noticeable, and that makes sense because my natural hair has a lot of shrinkage. But this style is not allowing my hair to shrink anywhere near as much as my natural hair. So that's one of the benefits of having your hair locked in interlocks. They don't shrink as much. And someone actually recently asked me about twists versus interlocks. And based on all the videos that I've watched and everything that I've read, in general, I think there's less swelling with interlocks than there are with locks that are started with twists. So I think that's also related to how much shrinkage there is. So hopefully I retain some length. The ones that have shrunken the most are the larger locks in the back. So these ones back here. They're not as elastic at the root where they're supposed to start locking as they are at the end. There's more stretch at the ends than there is at the root. And that's what I would say for most of these locks in the back that are larger. They are shrinking and swelling faster than all the other locks on my head, and they are less elastic. So yeah. And then the ones in the front, they haven't shrunken as much, and I think that's why from the front it looks longer than it does from the back. It looks layered in the back. And in the front, it's definitely longer. They still look kind of like really, really tiny micro braids in the front, but I think in the back, they look more like locks now. What do you guys think? Do these look like locks? Or do they look like braids still? You let me know. I can't really see the back of my head at all times, but every time I've looked, they've looked more like locks. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have locks. The flip side of shrinkage is swelling, so let's talk about that now. So as I said before, for swelling, the ones in the back have swelled faster than these ones in the front. I did finish installing the ones in the back first because that was the section that I started with. So it makes sense that they would start maturing quicker, but I think that their size is also leading to an increase in swelling compared to the front. So you got like these small ones in the front, right? They're kind of curly even after I've stretched them out. And then you've got these ones in the back, these big boys back here. And they're less curly when stretched. And they're definitely thicker. And then the locks in the very front, like these ones that are on my nape, have swelled somewhat, but still not very much at all. Some of them have been slipping out, and I have to keep putting them back in. Like this one had slipped out as recently as last week, and I finally put it back together. And it has more hair now, so I think it won't come out again. And then I have a couple up here which were having similar problems, but now that they're longer, they're finally have, like the slipping out of the lock has finally ceased. There's a little one right here. No, wait, it wasn't that one. It's a really tiny one somewhere. Ah, it's right here. So this one, I don't think it's quite long enough yet for it to stay in the braid that I put it in. So I just put it in a braid and I just want to keep it letting it grow, and then I'll take it out and I'll start to interlock it. So I'm probably 1 or 2 weeks away from this one actually staying in after a couple washes. I noticed that they come out right after I've washed my hair and when I'm separating them, and like the ones in the front just happen to slip out. It doesn't really bother me that much. I'm just trying to stay away from that magical number, or you know, that bad number, because I have 668 locks, and if I lose 2 locks, exactly. Moving on, let's go to itchiness and scalp dryness. I was expecting to have that same problem as other people when I first started. I thought that that was a really, really commonplace issue, and no matter how oily my scalp was, that at some point me not using conditioner or moisturizer was going to mean that my scalp was going to get dry. But guys, it's 4 months out and I still have not experienced any itching at all whatsoever. My scalp is still not dry. People keep asking me, why does your hair look so soft and shiny? What do you use? I literally use nothing. This is just water and shampoo. So yeah, itchiness and scalp dryness do not exist right now for me. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth, I'm not using anything. So me not using any scalp oil leads to my next point, which is what products am I using? Have I updated any of the products that I'm using? Y'all know I only use shampoo. So I will say that I have updated what I'm using. Last video in my 3-month update, I'm pretty sure that I talked about Candy Sweet Beauty's shampoo that she sent me. I really like it. It's awesome. It smells good. It's got a nice scent to it. I dilute it with my spray bottle just like I do with the Sisterlock shampoo and the Suave's Daily Clarifying shampoo. And it was awesome. And the reason why I like it more than I actually like the other shampoos that I've been using is because it's more clarifying. It cleans my head so much better than the other ones. It really takes away a lot of oil and sebum off of my scalp, and that was what I was looking for, because I really have that as a problem. Sometimes after I wash my hair with other shampoos, my hair will feel a little bit tacky, and I didn't want that. I wanted my hair to feel really clean. So if you are a person who has a naturally extremely dry scalp, you might want to dilute it a lot more than I do. So I'll show you how much shampoo I've used in only 1 wash. So in only 1 wash, I have used this much shampoo, like right down below the little bear's ear. And this is her shampoo line, Candy Sweets Beauty Gentle Cleansing Tiny Lock Shampoo. I love this stuff. So if you have a naturally dry scalp and you know that's a problem, I'd say probably just use a little bit less of this and it might pick up less oil, but I love this. But otherwise, guys, I have not used conditioner or moisturizer yet. Moving on, let's talk about fuzziness. I think fuzziness is a little bit of a person-to-person opinion on what constitutes fuzzy. So I'd like if all of you guys could tell me if you think this looks fuzzy. So I'm gonna come up closer, move my lights. Do you think this looks fuzzy? I don't. To me, I don't think I've dealt with fuzzy. I think that's because my natural hair pattern is so tight that exposure to water just pulls it into a coil, and then it naturally just rubs down into the natural size of the lock. I would not call this fuzzy. Following up on that, I think that my hair looked fuzzier a couple weeks ago, like more around my 2-month update, because the second time that I retied my hair, I didn't use any water, and I think that made it so that the hairs that were growing out of my scalp that weren't attached to a lock grew out over the course of my grow out period after my retie. During my 3rd retie, I made sure to use a lot more water. I used a lot of water. I used like a water with a spray bottle, and every single lock I sprayed water at the root, then I twisted the hair around the base of my lock when it's wet, and then I start my interlocking process. And that has made it so that right now, as I run my hands through my hair, I feel a lot less stray hairs near the root of my lock. I am, right now, this is 4 weeks of growth. I probably will not retie my hair this week or even next week. So I'll probably retie my hair next at my 6-month mark, because now I have tried retying my hair at 4 weeks for my first retie, 6 weeks for my second retie, and then 5 weeks for my third retie. And to me, 5 weeks seems to be the sweet spot. Regarding my reties, I will also always use water from now on because of the results that I got between using water and not using water. I am definitely 100% using water for each and every lock when I retie. So like I said at the beginning of this video, it's going to be a quick video. So that is the end for my 4-month update. I look forward to seeing you all back on my channel for my 5-month update. So thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, as always, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. I really do try to respond to every comment as soon as I can, especially those comments that come in like the first and second day after I've uploaded the video, because you know I like to answer those questions. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.